That's good enough answer to me.
Yeah.
And then lastly, surfing versus snowboarding, bro. Because I'm straight cheeks at snow. I'm terrible at surfing for now.
All
For
right.
now,
All right.
we for now I'm terrible. So because you know what the thing is for me was the balancing part,
Yeah.
right? Like snowboarding, it's everything is just stationary in terms of like the
Mm-hmm.
ground
Right.
versus surfing, you're literally getting carried
Right.
and you have to balance on the board.
Yeah. There's man, that's a hard question. Obviously, because I'm over Colorado, I want to say surfing, but really, I don't know. Like, I love them both, and they're so different. Like, I think surfing is way harder.
That's what I think too,
Way
because
harder.
I absolutely someone else, you know this person because we talked about this person.
Right.
They said surfing is easier than snowboarding because they're kick-ass at surfing and they're learning to snowboard.
Right. Right.
So they said surfing is much easier to learn versus
Right.
snowboarding, where I'm coming from snowboarding and skating backgrounds where like the ground doesn't move, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, why is it so hard for me to stand up on a surfboard?
So I would be interested to know that person's opinion after they know how to snowboard, because
Yeah, yeah,
I
because
grew
they're learning like
right.
they've been snowboarding quite a bit this season,
Yeah.
and
But I mean, like, where they're like good, they can go on any part of the mountain. Like,
yeah,
they're definitely not learning stage no more.
yeah,
Because I grew up surfing, and I've been out here a long time now, and honestly, I have way more days on a snowboard than I do a surfboard. So I'm pretty accomplished in both, and I still say surfing's harder because kind of what you said. The snow's always, you just got to point the board down there.
and just go.
Right. You got to catch the wave, which is half the battle. Especially, I've surfed in Hawaii. I surfed in Japan, which parts of Japan actually has really good surf. I've surfed in California. I've surfed in a lot of places outside of Florida, but I grew up surfing in Florida, which is, unless there's a hurricane and then you're dealing with chop and just not a clean line of a wave. I grew up surfing knee high stuff where you might get a 3 second, 5 second ride. I mean, you might go down the line 20, 30 feet and the wave dies out. Like, so most of my surfing days are on that kind of stuff. Like I said, I've been in Hawaii a couple times, Cali and San Diego in the Marine Corps, but you know, total all those places, maybe 20, 30 days. And then Florida surfing, I was there till I was 18. I grew up surfing. So I got a shit ton of days surfing in Florida. But again, besides maybe 3 or 4 times I can think about where hurricanes were in, or just for whatever reason, God gave us waist high stuff that day, or it was knee high crap. Like, I remember days going and looking out and seeing either glass was not a ripple in the water after we just drove an hour to the beach, or it being knee high and being like, this ain't even fucking worth it today. I'm going back and sleeping in the car. Y'all have fun. And like, because it's 6 a.m. in the morning. Like, where snowboarding, even on a shitty day where you don't have any powder, I ride a lot of park. I can have a fucking blast in the park
Oh, for
and jumps
sure.
and rails.
Oh
You know what I'm
boy.
saying? So I don't know, man.
I miss the days of not knowing what fear was.
Yeah,
I remember when it hit me because I used to at the park. So when I was like a kid,
right,
I used to I had somebody who like would mentor me, and then also I had I had like a week where my cousin's friends came out, and one of them was a racer.
right,
So I thought I was fucking good at snowboarding as a kid until I think his name was Kevin. He was like 6'4",
right,
six
right,
five.
right.
This motherfucker could ride anything. And he took me for like a couple days and we would just ride. And he would show me this is how you properly turn on a
Right,
snowboard.
right,
This is how you make turning less. This is basically turning should not be so hard.
Right.
in terms of you shouldn't have to put as much energy into turning. This is how you conserve energy while you maximize turning.
Right. Right.
And I was like, holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
This is really what it means to be fucking professional or at this level
Right.
of
Right.
snowboarding, where there's like these little things that you learn that take your riding to the
Mm.
next level, you know? And those, it's stuck with me ever since. Like, and I remember I had a moment where I said, I used to hit these jumps, Keystone.
Right. Here, see one.
When I was a kid, because it was when you're a kid, it's you see someone do it, so you're like, oh, well, this is what we do.
Right.
And I remember, like, I think I was around like fucking 12 or 13,
Yeah.
and it fucking hit me, bro. Like, fear. It
Yeah.
fucking hit me.
Right.
And I was like, I don't think I should do this. And I was like, wow, wow, like I'm actually like nervous to go down and
Right. Right.
take this jump. I used to hit all of those things like at
Yeah.
Area
Yeah.
51. I used to there was not a thing
Right.
that I wouldn't hit because I would just follow people that did that shit.
Right.
And then like I finally like had a wake up moment of, oh, like, hey, we're really fucking high up in the sky.
Right.
And why does it feel like you like injury doesn't seem to like really happen to you when you're a kid?
Yeah. Right. I think it. I don't know. You just bounce back
That's
quicker.
what I'm saying, bro. Like I never like really felt pain like when I was a kid, like falling down.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I want to be that high up in the sky anymore.
Yeah. I broke myself the fuck off a couple times in the fucking park, dude. Like I you
Shit,
know that
bro.
first day on A Basin where they might have two rails out.
Mm-hmm.
There was one year they had like a quarter pipe with a barrel at the top of it.
Okay.
And you'd go up and like maybe throw a three over it and tap it with your nose as you're spinning over the top of it.
Yeah.
First day in like 6 months I've been on a fucking board and like I said, I rode a lot of park back in those days and you know, I like to say I was pretty good. For whatever reason, got in my back seat going up the quarter pipe and I fucking flew completely. Like you're just supposed to go up and tap the thing and then come back down the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Bro, I flew up this fucking thing and went like 10 feet past the fucking barrel. Like
So you
out.
hit flat ground.
Oh man, flat. And like the way I landed, and this is opening day, I cracked a few ribs. And like,
That's your season.
yeah, I remember laying there and just not being able to breathe. And like the next 2 or 3 days, just black. Like, oh, I broke myself the fuck. I got a concussion at Breck one time on a fucking rail. Something stupid, just coming off the end and, you know, leaning back and catching my, because I never wore a helmet. Caught my head on the fucking rail. And I got right back up, but going up the lift, I remember my dad was in town. I was with my ex and my dad, and they asked me something. I don't remember, but I gave him some weird question. They're like, yeah, his day's done. Like, I had a
Yeah.
concussion. Like,
You just start speaking jumberish.
yeah. But
With jumbo shit.
back to your question though, like, another thing with surfing is you might go out and for whatever reason never catch a good wave, or you're just waiting for that perfect one, and you know might only catch two a day. Snowboarding, dude, back to back to back to back. It's just going up the damn.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
It's just
so there's
straight to the
yeah,
slash every
yeah.
time, bro.
There's
Slash
better
it.
aspects, I feel like, to snowboarding, but I don't know. I won't say it's better though. Like,
Cause I want to, I just want to surf every
right,
fucking day.
right,
Like one day, I just want to get to the point where I can just fucking wake up, do some fucking yoga,
and go
make
surf.
some food, and go fucking surfing.
That'd be a good day.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to work towards right now.
There's also I don't know, man.
Fuck.
Like I never thought about that. Like I love both, and I skate too. Like I still will go to Memorial, and I've always did more vert than like flat ground. Like I can't really do kick flip or shit like that, but I'll drop in on the pools up at Memorial Park and
Yeah,
just ride vert all day. So
yeah.
I've always been good on a board, but I feel like snowboarding, you have like in one day we would go through the park for 2 or 3 hours, and like say we're at Vail, then we'd be the next hour we'd be hucking off
Back.
30
The
foot
back poles,
cliffs
yeah.
and 5 feet of powder.
Yeah,
Like
bro.
surfing, yes, there's different aspects, but at the end of the day, not
As
as
much
many.
variety.
Right. Like at the end of the day, you're still on a wave, you know, and I've never surfed like Point Break in Hawaii where you're catching a wave that you could, stand completely straight up in. So
Yeah.
there's definitely different aspects, but I don't know. I feel like snowboarding can offer you more in one day once you're an accomplished rider and know how to do everything. Um, a lot less fucking work for sure. Like once I was good and I never fell anymore, even doing park and shit like that, or fell like once or twice during the day,
Yeah.
compared to surfing where even once you're good, keep paddling back out and having a duck dive underneath the waves coming. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a fight sometimes, like way more exhausting. Um, yeah, I don't know, dude. I tell you what, I'll tell you one thing though is I don't remember what year it was. It was before obviously bad times, because that's another thing that sucked about my addiction is it took snowboarding from me. Like, and I'd already quit. Like, I've told you before, I worked in the industry. I competed for a little while, never did. I'm not sitting here bragging by no means. Didn't do shit with competing. By the time I tried to compete, there's 14-year-old kids throwing 1600s and shit, and like I'm throwing a nine. Like, very, very like one season competing. But then I was lucky enough to get on um, testing snowboards for different companies, like um, a few years out, like designs a few years out, and you didn't make shit. It basically was for a free fucking pass and a very small salary, but it was before kids, and so it was more for the love of it. Um, and when I say free pass to pretty much all the mountains, and it's just a fun scene to be in. So I did that for the first few years I was here in Colorado. But then I had my first son, so had to give that up. But even when I gave it up and was UPS driver before the drugs got bad, I still every day off through the winter. And my ex didn't bitch about it. She knew that was like my passion. Every day off through the winter, I was up in the mountains. Like my first few years driving at UPS, I still would put 200 something days in every year. Like, and I have friends still to this day that own shops in town, and they're like my age now. So they're like in their 40s, but back then they were in their 40s, and they were skiers, didn't snowboard, but they wanted to sell boards at the shop. So literally on a weekend, they'd call me and be like, "Yo, there's a demo this weekend. Go test all these boards and let us know which ones we should bring in the shop next year." So I still was connected to the industry a little bit. But what I'm getting at is after I was driver UPS, like I said, it still was my passion. And when I got bad into pills, not right away, but like when pills pretty much, when it was at the point where I had to have pills, I remember the last year I ever bought a pass, I went one time and I had the Epic,
That's sad.
which is like a 700, it's probably more
Sad.
now, but I want to say
Fuck,
this was
dude.
probably 2016, 17. It was like $750, something like that for the Epic Pass. I went one fucking time.
Damn,
And
military guys get a discount though, bro.
yeah, I know. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's if you got the military discount, it's like 300, maybe 250,
right.
200.
But yeah, I went one time. And what really sucks, I still have the video on my phone. That was around the time I was getting my son into it. And at 3, I have a video at 3 years old. And because I knew people in the industry, he had the dopest shit. 3-year-old with the baddest Burton board and decked head to toe. I have a video of him ripping down a freaking uh pretty steep blue on the backside of Keystone with me. And I'm right behind him the whole way screaming like excited as fuck for him. And he loved it. And he got maybe a season or two, and then I was too bad in drugs. I just didn't feel like going. And so literally I haven't been a snowboarder until this day.
Fuck, dude. See,
It's too late now. I was gonna go this season.
yeah.
It's my own fault. I was gonna go this season, but I'll be honest, I'm a little bougie in that when what I mean by that is I won't just go rent like a.
Yeah, you want your own shit.
I'll rent a board, but it has to be like a demo board, like this year's shit.
Yeah,
Like I won't go rent like a rental board.
right.
Like I'm way past that.
Yeah.
And then, so I could get a board because you can demo like this year's boards on the mountain, but I don't have boots no more, which again, you can rent those, but I don't have the jacket, goggles. I don't have none of that. And it was just all too expensive knowing that I was never going to get back into it
You
that
see,
hard.
Eth, this is why we talked about my goal. Your boy gotta hit that shit so I could just grab you and Gil
Right.
and fucking just pick a mountain somewhere. We'll do up a fucking 2 week
Gil's
trip
never been up to
somewhere.
the mountains.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Your boy's gotta get the bag up,
Right.
bro. So we can fucking do a 2 week trip,
That would be
stay
dope.
right there on the fucking mountain, and we could just
I
fucking
know.
2 weeks of just doing this
I
shit.
told you I was gonna take him up this year, and
Fuck,
I never
bro.
did because when he told me he's never been up to the mountains, I was like, "What? You grew up here and you never been up
Yeah,
to the fucking
man.
mountains?"
See, this is why I say I'm so lucky.
Yeah,
Like real shit, man. Fuck. I'm so lucky. Ugh. All right, so let's wrap it up there.
yeah.
At the end of each podcast episode now, I like to do a song recommendation. So would you give would you give me a song recommendation for the people? You pick a song by an artist, and then I pick a song. I can go first, give you a few seconds to think about it.
Okay.
So I was really torn between the two songs. I wanted to do Easy Runaway because you're gonna move back to Florida.
Right, right, right,
And I feel like that is such a fitting song for going back to the ocean.
right.
But I also really was thinking of Simple Man by Leonard Skinner.
That's a good one.
And I have to go with Simple Man because like we talked about is simplifying everything
Right, right, right,
and just staying within yourself and being happy with what you've got.
right,
And I feel like that song depicts where we're at in our lives.
right,
And so I'm gonna go with Simple Man by Leonard Skinner.
right on. I'm a huge 70s rock fan. I love that song. You've been in the car with me. Most of the time I listen to hip hop,
Yeah.
but I don't even remember where it was. Recently, I heard this song. Um, and I do listen to some rock for sure, but it's typically when I listen to rock, it's bands I already know, and I won't even say this is like some hard rock. It's more like a poppy rock song, which is definitely something I don't listen to. But just the words kind of got me, and I'm sitting here trying. I want to say it's it's on my phone right here. Um, but I want to say it's a dude named Benson Boone, and the song's name is Beautiful
Beautiful
Things.
Things. Yes.
That's
Yes.
it.
That's the song. Yes. Yes. That it's called Beautiful
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I heard that song, and like me and Gil always talk about it all the time. Like, I don't know if it's just because everything we've been through, but even like we were talking about court, like we'll joking with each other. We're like Linus from Charlie Brown. Like, I'm just waiting for like the bomb to drop and something bad to happen. So like that song talks about God, don't let me lose all these things.
Yeah.
How happy they are.
Yes, bro.
Like, I'm just not used to stuff. I'm not gonna sit here and say nothing ever good's happened to me, but just so many things going so well without a wrench being thrown in it. I'm not used to. So that song kind of caught me like that.
Yeah.
Like I can definitely relate to what he's talking, singing about in that song. That's crazy you knew that song, like,
Yeah.
but I know you listen
It's
to
a really good song,
yeah,
bro. That's
yeah.
a really, really good song. Damn, bro. I just want you to know, man, I'm so grateful to you for being in my life and for, like I said, man, like his attitude, this attitude is like this all the time, and I'm the youngest person in our sober house all the time.
Yeah.
I'm always around like military vets basically every single day of my life since I've been in the sober house, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes like they get on my ass, you know, because I do young dude shit, you know, leaving crumbs on the table, you know, and like the amount of maturing that I've had to do because of him and Gilbert, you know, specifically because those two I hung around all the time. I stayed close to them,
We've had a lot of good talks.
you know, and I'm so happy that I've been able to be around them for as long as I have because, you know, there are some things that you can't learn on your own. There's you don't know what you don't know, you know, and sometimes you learn things, a lot of times you learn through absorption by being around people and by watching people handle situations. You know, he's the manager of a sober house, you know, and he's had to deal with people coming and going and having to deal with people with so many different backgrounds and so many different problems.
Hmm.
And to watch him stay steady and be that cool head, that level water in the house, for me to specifically watch and just understand that there's ways to operate, you know, and you know, I can be a hothead, you know. I feel like I've calmed down a lot. And but there are times where I'd be ready to get back, you know, and you know, I
Right.
feel like you've watched me like basically kind of like had to like throw my ego to the side
Yeah.
and really try to take it in on what they're trying to tell me, you know,
Right.
and
Right.
not just buck back and have some smart mouthy shit to say, you
Yeah.
know.
No, I've watched the change. I mean, like you said, last year you're going through a lot of personal family stuff, and just really like some of the more recent talks, like when you came back to the house that we've had, you've came a long way. And me and Gil talk about it. It feels good knowing that we, not only you but other people we've had an influence on in some of our worst times. We were able to still learn ourselves how to get through it, and then have a good influence on people going through some similar stuff. That's a good feeling.
That's why our sober house is special. We have
Yeah,
the best house.
we do.
We feel like we have not we feel we definitely
We
have the best
know.
house. We don't ever have any problems at our house, you
You
know?
know, every once in a while, but rarely.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of us have been there a long time.
Which helps too.
Yeah, it definitely helps. But even when not all, but like Jason, he's only been there for 3 or 4 months now. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know what it is. Like, but we definitely have the best house. I mean, you walk in some of the houses and it's just you just get a cold feeling. They don't hang out, they don't talk. And yeah, we all got our own lives and do stuff, but a lot we all sit in the living room, watch TV together and bullshit. And we've had, like, I think back to that one night. You remember when I know it was me, you, and Gil. I think we sat there for like 2 or 3 hours talking about all kinds of random religion and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other dude that was there.
yeah, yes, yes. Talk about fucking space and
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
and
yeah.
the moon landing and
Right,
all that shit.
right,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We and then we started talking about like God and then like
right,
you know love and like
yeah.
religion and all that shit. We've had some fucking amazing conversations. Like, listen, now I can't speak for other sober houses. The one that we're specifically at, it's basically just a house and we govern ourselves. Like
Right.
he's the manager of the house, so making sure you know we're keeping the house clean and we're not fucking up and going out and fucking basically relapsing. But other than that, it's a house.
Yeah.
Like we live there, you know, we do regular shit. Like a curfew is midnight, but at the same time, it's like you know, that's the sober house is supposed to be temporary for us. If you want to take overnights, you can take fucking overnights and go hang out with your friends, you know? And so, like, don't get bad connotations of sober houses for whoever's gonna watch this. If you're thinking of going into a sober house, you make the most of it,
You really
right?
do. You really do. Like I've like Gil, he's like a brother now. You're a good friend. Like I've made some good friends in sober living homes. I've had a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say, it's always been fun, but over I've had more fun than I haven't. I will say that. And it's definitely helped me in a lot of issues. And I think with our house, just going back to why we're so strong, I think a lot of us, me, you, Gil, I mean, we knew coming in the house, even though it might have been separate times, when we all got to the house, we knew we were done with that old life. And I feel like we portray that in our actions and how we act and the steps we're making into in changing our lives. And so when people come in, they either fall in line with that and do the same, or they don't last long because they're still in that bullshit.
Yeah.
And that makes us a tight group,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I say that because I'm not gonna say in our house we've never had someone pop on a UA, but it's been rare. If you think about it, I mean, other houses regularly they pop for shit. People are getting kicked out like for using or drinking. That's been a rare occasion at Shadow Glow.
It's been good shit, bro.
Yeah,
And this is, I'm gonna end it here, but Jason gave me this Dharma bracelet,
yeah,
and I haven't taken it off since I put it on.
nice.
Yeah.
I like Jason.
Yeah, and I wanna have him on too.
Yeah,
So at some point,
he's
he's
got
a
some.
character.
Yeah, yeah,
He's a freaking
and
character.
he's got some crazy stories too in his journey
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So we're gonna end it there. Um, like I said, bro, I'm so freaking proud of you,
I
man.
appreciate
I'm
everything.
excited for you to finally, you know,
I appreciate everything.
get on to the next stage.
Right,
He makes like knives as well. He's really into knives.
pocket
So
knives. Yep.
yeah, when that goes up, let me know.
Yeah.
And I'm working on some things too.
Right. Right.
And when I start finishing them up, I'm gonna send you
Right.
one. I don't want
For
to talk
sure.
about it on
Yeah.
camera,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna send you one when they're all done, to say thank you. And
Hell
I
yeah.
definitely want to make sure we stay connected,
For sure, man. For sure.
because I've always talked to you guys about what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do,
Right.
and when I do accomplish those things,
Yeah.
I want to make sure I send you a nice gift, send you a nice package.
Just let me come out and stay at the place and go surfing, dude.
Dude, like, trust
All right.
me,
You're going to
trust me.
Hawaii,
When I host you, I want to make sure I host you properly,
man.
You and your lady can come,
Right.
stay at the spot, make
Hawaii's
sure
paradise. You're
make
gonna
sure
go.
we just surf every day and we
Right.
eat good.
You're gonna go there and never come home. Hawaii's paradise.
Boy, it's either that or Costa Rica, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll end it there. All right, bro.
Appreciate it, dude.
Much love, bro.
Yeah. You too,
We're gonna
brother.
do a steak dinner, with you and Gilbert and me. So
That'd be fun.
we're gonna have to do a nice dinner shoot before you leave. So
Right.
I'm gonna hit Gil,
Right.
I think we already have a group chat, and just, we'll pick a day,
I'm down.
whip up a nice dinner before you guys leave.
I'm always down for that steak you cook.
Yeah, all right, bet. We'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. This is episode 8, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but this is episode 8 of the OJS podcast. And you know what to do. If you like it, like the video, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Whew.
That was a long time, huh?